Alrighty. What's up, everybody? It is I, once again, your tribal god of extreme, Peter Joseph here, for video number 3. Video number 3 on this beautiful, now, Monday night, October the 20th, 2025. Thank you all for watching video number 3 right here on the main channel, Killer of Demons 669. And as always, thank you for watching. Make sure you like the video, hit that subscribe button down there in my pants, otherwise known as the description box below. Share the video all over the internet. Leave a comment on the videos if you like, but don't leave stupid comments, because you, yes you, stupid fuck, you will be sent to the Shadow Realm, and Satan and Ozzy will eat your soul, and you will never be heard from again. And if you don't like it, tough shit. Go on your dead channels and do that shit, because you ain't gonna do it on mine. No matter how hard you try. And that's a fact. So don't do that. But for everybody else that wants to leave a serious comment about wrestling or whatever, then you can do that. But none of these stupid comments, just do it somewhere else. And that's that. Follow me on social media, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Share the video all over the internet like I said before. And don't forget, very important, don't forget to tap and slap that bell, turn on all notifications so you don't miss the next one, because if you miss anything, you need to get slapped in the face violently and then hit with a baseball bat. Because you watching right now are SOL, and you know what that means. Ha ha ha. And we move on with that. So, once again, like, share, subscribe, leave a comment, and all that other good shit. Thank you for your support. And we move on. And if you're new here, if you've never seen my channel before in your life, and you're just floating around YouTube at this time of evening or night, wherever you may be, and you're thinking about subscribing, if you like wrestling and music and sports and all that other good shit, then you came to the right place. So, if you want to subscribe, please hit that subscribe button down below. Show my other channels your love and support as well. Don't forget to hit the bell on those channels. And as we say in the business, when you do subscribe to my channels, welcome to the party, pal. We hope you enjoy the ride. Sit back, relax, you grab that nice, tasty, cold one, whatever you got. Put your feet up, sit back, relax, enjoy the show. If you like it, great. You don't, get out of here. The door's over there. Don't let it hit your fat ass on the way out. Anyways, that's that. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, happy Monday evening to you, October the 20th, 2025. We'll be ending the great month of October next Friday. We all know what that day is. If you don't know, it's Candy Day, but we have that. So all the kids are going to go out and get candy. All the adults are going to go to parties, like myself, and we're not going to care. Because we're going to have way more fun than you kiddies are going to have. And some of you adults who are going out trick-or-treating too. I got away from doing all that shit a couple years ago. I don't go out trick-or-treating. I go to heavy metal concerts on Halloween night and karaoke stuff. It's fun. And I don't even have to dress up much. I just dress up in my best fucking band shirt. Got my In This Moment. Got my In This Moment vest or a hoodie. I might throw on the blood mask here and there. But other than that, I'm hanging out with the missus. I'm hanging out with friends in the city or around the Brooklyn area. Not that you care, because you're not going to be here, so. But I digress on that. So, so enjoy Halloween next Friday, and then right after that, go to the dentist, because half your kids' teeth will be gone. Not mine, because I have great teeth. But I do have to go to the dentist before Thanksgiving for a checkup, but that's just nothing really, but just a quick in and out, like my dick in your mom's ass, and your girlfriend's ass too. Just remember that. So we got that. So we move on. And we got Thanksgiving coming up, guys. The start of the holiday season fast approaching. About a month away from Thanksgiving. Can't wait for that. Turkey Day, football, wrestling, Survivor Series, and shit like that. Then we get to the greatest month in the world, where we all know the greatest people in the world celebrate birthdays, and that's pretty much it for that. Alright, before we get to Monday Night Raw, coming up at the top of the hour, let's talk about Smackdown. And this past Friday, Smackdown, October the 17th, 2025. And we are emanating from the SAP Center, the SAP Center, in San Jose, California. And our commentary team, well, no Joe Tessitore. I wonder why. Maybe he's doing college football. But once again, we had the man that's going to give out a lot of candy, but he's a creep. And that's Vic Joseph. And another man, well, he had a little baby boy, I believe. And that's Corey Slave. Congrats to him and Carmella for having their second kid in their little relationship. They have kids from previous relationships. Now they have baby number 2. So congrats to them. That's why Graves was written off TV, so he can be with Carmella, who is about to pop. Now she popped. And now Corey, after some time to be with the baby and with Carmella, now Corey Slaves is pretty much on the road here and there. We'll see him this Friday, or maybe see him tomorrow on NXT. I don't know if he's going back to NXT yet, but I mean, we'll see. We'll see what happens with that. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, Smackdown was pretty decent show, nothing great. This is the Aftermath Part 2 of Crown Jewel. We start off with a long as fuck recap of Crown Jewel, where we saw, before he got injured, Seth freaking Rollins. Sorry. It hurts my voice doing that. Whoa! Beating Cody! MDK and Cody, you bitch! For the Crown Jewel title in the ring. We also saw the Vision turning on Seth last week, which, he was already injured with his shoulder, and he just comes in and Braun Breaker spears him half to death, and then he tells Bronson Reed, make your choice. And Bronson Reed's like, okay, Lord Vader. And did what he did in a tsunami on Seth. We all know how many times he's hit Seth with those tsunamis. And freaking Heyman was like, what are you doing? And then he's like, alright, I'm going to side with Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed. We're going to hear from them tonight about what happened last week. But there's going to be a lot of good stuff tonight with the Vision. And that's pretty much it. There is a Battle Royal tonight. If you don't want to, this is a spoiler. There's going to be a Battle Royal tonight to see who faces CM Punk or CM Puke on Saturday Night's main event. And at the end of tonight's show, Adam Pearce will pretty much come out and talk about the fate of the World Heavyweight title. So, the Battle Royal and Saturday Night's main event might have title implications. Well, we'll see what happens with that. But I think we all know what is going to happen. Certain guy from the Vision is going to face Punk. The title's going to be on the line. That guy wins the belt. And then he loses to Roman. I can't wait for that. Alright, so we start off with the other GM. Nicholas Aldis coming to the ring. Brings up the Jacob I mean. Oh, gas, no brakes, ya mean. Pretty much. And he's going to be taking on Drew McIntyre in a number 1 contenders match to see who faces Cody Rhodes, I believe, at Saturday Night's main event as well. So, Cody comes out, the Boros, for 20 minutes. He talks about the loss to Seth, who has his own issues on Raw. But as of now, I will handle SmackDown business, like the number 1 contenders match. And basically, the road to Saturday's main event runs through San Jose. Tonight, for Raw, we'll be in Smackdown, Sacramento. And then we'll be on the West Coast for a little bit, then make a little turn, and go up to Utah on Halloween for Smackdown. And we're at the Delta Center. I think we're going to Denver too. I don't know. That's the Raw or I know SmackDown's I think going to be in the Delta Center. Saturday's main event in the Delta Center, and I think Raw's going to be in Denver after that. I think I gotta check that, but we'll see. Anyway, so we'll see what happens with Jacob Fatu and Drew McIntyre Papucho coming up a little bit later on. Alright, so I gave that first segment with Cody 2.25 out of 5 stars because Cody does not bring ratings. And that's pretty much it. Alright, then we go to the back. We have Solo, me bookie. I hate you, Solo! He's there with the MFTs. You know, Hikuleo, the Girls of Destiny, Tama Tonga. Yeah! And Tonga Leoa. Tonga Leoa. And Jeff Cobb or JC Mateo. They're all there. They run into Ray Phoenix, who's doing a photo shoot. And Soul's like, hey, it's my time to get some photo shoots and shit. And then they beat the living shit out of him. I'm like, oh, there's a match for later. Probably, but anyway, we'll see what happens with that. So the MFTs are like beating everybody up on SmackDown. And we move on. Alright, after that, we get to our first official match of the evening for the women's tag team titles. We have the best friends. We are best friends. We are best friends. Horseface Charlotte Flair and Ms. Bliss, Alexa Bliss, they are defending the tag team titles against Del Ruca. That's Delta and the Resident Surfer Girl and the NXT North American Women's Champion and Speed Women's Champion, Sol Ruca, who will stack your soul. Pretty much. It was a pretty decent match for what it was. 12-minute match. Back and forth they went. Delta using her power, Soul using her speed, and then the champs just trying to survive. We're getting to the end. Soul comes back in with a springboard clothesline, but dives right into a quickly broke up lion tamer. Then she hits the Soul Snatcher. She snatched Alexa Bliss's soul, Charlotte's soul, excuse me, and Alexa had to make a save. Delta cuts off a Hurricanrana from the apron, then Sol Ruca moonsaults on the shoulder on the floor. But hold on, we see Blake Monroe. Oh my. She was in the crowd, distracting Sol for most, before the match, now near the end of the match, which allowed Charlotte to chop block her as she went inside the ring, and then Charlotte locked in the figure 4, breaks into the figure 8, and Sol Ruca tapped out in just a little over 12 minutes. So, Charlotte and Alexa, still your reigning defending women's tag team champions. The match was pretty decent, 2.5 out of 5 stars. And that's pretty much it. I think there was a point in the match where Delta and Sol Ruca got into a little bit of an argument. But I think everything's fine again. When are they gonna turn her? Turn Delta already. I mean, how many months have we seen all these, oops, I hit you by accident. Oops, I hit you by accident. Oh, it's fine, we're cool. Well, what was to see? Alright, after the match, we get a Code of Honor. You love to see that. Code of Honor. You don't see it much, but, it's great when you do see it. Moving on. Alright, we go to the back with Cody, that bitch, running into Jacob Fatu, who promises he's coming for Cody's title after he beats Drew. And we see Drew far in the back, because he's just like, uh-oh, something's gonna happen. So Cody's like, well, I'm gonna. It's like he basically says, I'm coming for you after I beat Drew McIntyre, and Cody's like, works for me. We'll see. That's that. All right, so I get a 2.25 out of 5 stars. After that, we got a nice video for the new group, basically, of Aleister Black and his hot wife, Zelina Vega, who basically describes him as the mirror that shows the infections around here. And, that's that. They say they are the necessary evil. So basically, they're doing what Killer Cross and Scarlet was supposed to be. Or they're just, like, doing it better? I don't know. I'm glad they're together finally, and they're acknowledging that they're a couple. That they're married and they're a couple and shit like that. I'm glad they did that. So let's see what happens with Zelina and Mr. Aleister Black this Friday night on Smackdown. They burn Poppy Priest. So see what the update on him is. I wouldn't be surprised if Lola Vice is coming up to the main roster pretty soon. Maybe have that mixed tag team match. Or a one-on-one match with Lola and Zelina. But, I mean, we'll see what happens with that. Alright, then we're going to look back at Solo. And the NFTs interrupting last week's US Open Challenge. It was Sammy and, who was it last week? Sammy and Nakamura. So we got that, which was a great match. You know, it was a great match, then got ruined by the MFTs and Solo. So Nicholas Aldis is in the back with The Miz. Why? He wants to get in on the Open Challenge, I guess. Sami Zayn comes in, the champ. And Nick Aldis says, well, the US Open Challenge is not happening tonight. Because Sammy's like, hey, how come I can't do my Open Challenge? I'm not even on the card. What's up with that, Nick? So Aldis says, well, I want Shinsuke Nakamura to get a fair rematch, but he's in Japan with the for the tour. Io was there, Punk was there, Rami Ripley, Asuka, Kairi, Julia, people like that. Almost everybody was in Japan. Because they went from Australia to Japan to San Jose. Or San Fran, if you're Bailey and company. Bailey, the Usos, Naomi, Eli Drake, and Punk at the Niners game yesterday. Punk's not we don't know Punk is a Bears fan. He's a Chicago fan through and through. Even though he said, Seth can have the Bears. All Punk has is the freaking Cubs and the freaking Blackhawks. I don't know about the Bulls, but anyway. And Eli and Roxanne Perez was there. I don't know if Roxanne even likes the Niners. She should. Eli probably likes the Rams because he's from LA. Or the Chargers, who knows. Yeah, but great to see them there. For a great Niners win. A big, huge Niners win 20-10. Check out my video on my Peter Joseph channel for the post-game show there. Great win. Niners are still in first place by division record, 5-2. They go to Houston, Texas to face those Texans this Sunday afternoon at 1 p.m. Not televised unless you have the Niners app, which I do. Or if you have Red Zone, which I do. So we got that. I don't even know if the Jets are playing because they're about to go on 0-8. The Giants are playing the Eagles in Philly. That game is on CBS at 1. The Jets will be on at 1. I think at home again when they haven't won. Jeez. So that's pretty much it for football. But great to see, the WWE stars at the Niner game. You know who else is a Niner fan? Roman. My tribal chief is a Niners fan. Good man. And the Wall was Paul Heyman too. But we don't care about him. They should ban him from the freaking building. Just keep Roman there. Like, get out of here, Paul. Go hang with your Yankees in Cancun. Alright, move on. So Nick Aldis says, we want Shinsuke to get a fair rematch, but he's in Japan. Sammy says, well, the challenge is important to me, and I'm going to the ring, and I'm going to call out somebody. So the Miz is like, alright, I'm going there too. So we get that. So I give that 2.5 out of 5 stars. Then, the fun part of the show, we look at Hulk Hogan's Rock Wrestling Brother, which has been added to the WWE Vault YouTube channel every Saturday. I don't know what time, but I love to see it. Just for nostalgia, I mean, hearing the old version of Hogan's theme, the first theme he had. Well, he had Eye of the Tiger, then he had the Hulk Hogan theme before the Wrestling Album 1. Actually, before he had Eye of the Tiger, then the Wrestling Album 1 came out, he had the Rock and Wrestling theme. Then, when Mike Rotunda and Barry Windham left WWF to go back to WCW/NWA, they gave Real American to Mr. Hulk Hogan right before WrestleMania. Because Real American's been with Hogan's ever since, till he passed away. So, we got that. So, it's great to see that. I didn't watch it on Saturday. I will be watching it, I'll probably go watch it maybe later tonight. We'll see. We'll see what happens with that. If I have any time and energy to even look at it. But we'll see. Moving on, my friends. But that was good. We get that. Alright, then we get to the U.S. title open challenge. Sami Zayn comes out. And his opponent is The Miz. But Miz comes out and then he gets decked and jumped from behind by Carmelo Hayes. Him. So, that feud is going to continue on with Melo and Miz. We get that. So, after all that happens, Sammy's waiting in the ring. We're like, who's he going to face? Then we hear the music of the Russian Tsar! He's back, Ilya Dragunov! He is back after a really bad, I think, shoulder injury or neck injury. He's back. The fans were going berserk. I was like, oh no! This is going to be a banger! And it was a banger after banger after banger! It was great. They shook hands, little mutual respect. Love to see that. Code of honor. And they just went at it. Near falls galore. Michigan driver for a near fall. They fight on the apron. Sammy hits an implant DDT to drive Dragunov's shoulder into the ropes. Ow! We go to break. We come back. Dragunov hits a backsplash for a near fall. And a top rope superplex plants Sammy down again. Sammy then cuts him off. I think he was going for Torpedo Moscow or Operation H or whatever. The H-bomb, not Operation H. Preparation H? No. Do you have anal bleeding? Use Preparation H. Anyway. Sammy cuts him off, goes for a hell of a kick, and missed, allowing Dragunov to muscle him up, brother, with a suplex. Hits the Constantine special, but goes for Torpedo Moscow, gets cut off with a boot to head. Then the Blue Thunder Bomb connects, and I was like, yup, Sammy's gonna win for, like, I think the 3rd or 4th week in a row with the Blue Thunder Bomb. But Ilya kicked out, and then Soto Mibuki comes out. I'm like, oh no, not another rotten, wasted finish, causing disqualification, no DQ. So that slows down Sammy. Goes with a hell of a kick. It gets countered into Torpedo Moscow. And then Ilya finishes him off with the H-bomb. 1, 2, 3 in under 19.5 minutes. We have a new United States champion in the Russian Tsar. Do your little ding-da-ding-da-ding-da-ding-ding-ding-ding. Do a little dancey. Ilya Dragunov is the new United States champion. Well-deserved, unexpected. People had Oba coming out to face Sammy. Could it happen this week, though? because Ilya is gonna be doing the open challenge now. So, could we see Ilya and Walter? I don't think so, because Walter's on Raw, unless he comes back and gets traded to SmackDown. Who knows what happens with that? I would love to see another Walter Dragunov match. Whoo, boy, those matches were crazy. Alright, this match in particular, 4 out of 5 stars. But, post-celebration for Ilya, the NFTs run in, beat both men down, then Ray Phoenix comes in, tries for the save and failed, and gets beaten down, and Solo gets the mic and says, if we all forgot that they run SmackDown, he says, we will get everything my family lost, and we will be champions again. Then the lights go out. Sabu! No, not you, Sabu. You stay there. Not Sabu. The Wyatt 6 pop up on the screen, and basically Bo Dallas is there. It says, seek and you will find. I know that. That's a song coming up there. Seek and destroy, basically. Seek and you'll be found. I think fine. Oh, you will be fined. Whatever. But be worried about what is on the other side. So then the Wyatt 6, they're there. Dexter, Loomis, and Joe Gacy, the tag team champions, Nikki Cross, and the big man, Eric Rowan. They sneak up from behind, and they have another epic stare down, and Solo and Nikki continue their, like, what's going on with them situation. So we'll see what happens with that. A lot of people, a lot of dirt sheets are saying this is leading up to war games between the two groups. We'll have to see what happens with that. And we move on. Alright, then we got a video for the Australian-Japanese tour, which is pretty successful, I guess. We get that. Then we're going to look at the Women's Crown Jewel title match between La Primera, Stephanie Vacour, and it's Tiffy time! Daddy! What? I lost! Ah. Well, you did your best, Sunshine. You're still the champ. You still look great. I know, Daddy. But I'm so mad I lost to her. I'm gonna go train more. Can I have your credit card? Here you go. Thank you, Daddy. Bye, Daddy. Bye, Sunshine. Drive safely. Daddy's proud. Anyway, moving on. Speaking of Tiffy Tiff, Tiffy's not happy with the loss, but she's moving forward. And then Kiana James, the resident accountant, comes in looking hot. Basically comes in to say that attitude is why I wanted to represent you. Well, Tiffy's like, well, that don't work for me, sister. He says, how about we have a match next week? So they agreed to the match, which will happen this Friday on Smackdown. So then, yeah, that's it. So her loss and Cody's loss really meant nothing. Okay. They just lost and now they're like facing, Okay. We move on. Alright, after that, I gave that 2.25 out of 5. So after that, we go to a video from earlier in the day, Los Lobos. That's, Angel Garza and Humberto Carrillo. Los Lobos kick your face! Los Lobos kick your teeth! Los Lobos kick your ass into outer space! You gotta love it. You gotta love Short Circuit 1. Johnny 5. Stupid name. Number Johnny 5. Stupid name. Me more like Johnny 5. Who's Johnny? Okay. I'm not gonna sing the barge. Oh boy. I'm going back to the 80s here. Love the 80s. If you hate the 80s, fuck you. I will slap every person that says I hate the 80s. Because you can't debate me on the 80s and metal and pretty much anything else in the 80s. 80s had great movies, great music, great people. Just an amazing decade. People say the 90s, what did the 90s have? Grunge? the first World Trade Center tower attack. The O.J. Simpson thing. Look at O.J. It happens. They had that, and then the West Coast, East Coast rap war. And then near the tail end of the year, well, we had Kurt Cobain passing away, and then at the tail end of the year, the rebirth of metal, which was new metal with Nip Dick Biscuit, you know, and then Creed comes around, and you know all these great bands like Korn. It's like the rebirth of metal, technically, or the birth of new metal. Kid Rock, Linkin Park a little bit later. Good shit. Going into 2000, Disturbed. Epic fucking music right at the tail end of the 90s, going into the early 2000s. The metal is still around, they're kicking ass. Even if pop is on the chart, on the top of the charts right now, metal is in that area. It's still kicking. Metal will never die. Even if the god of metal, Ozzy, is sadly gone, metal will never die, you know. There's so many people that Ozzy and Lemmy, you know, and Ronnie James Dio and Dimebag Darrell and people influenced. All these new bands rising up now, like New Year's Day and Moses and White, In This Moment, anyone, Conquer Divide, Lynx, The Who, I mean, not that Who, but The Who. So many obscure bands are coming out, making great music, selling their CDs on Spotify or whatever it may be, getting Grammy nominations here and there. You know, and you still got rock and roll, like the Foo Fighters and, you know, Nickelback and, you know, Creed here and there. Good stuff. Good stuff. Alright, moving on. Alright, Los Lobos interrupted the Motor City Machine Guns out showing, and Chris Sabin they interrupt them, they start mocking them, and then we get a tag team match out of that. Why not? Where's Teddy Long? Player. We're gonna have a tag team match. You don't like it? You're gonna go one-on-one with the Undertaker. That might not be a great idea, but anyway. Moving on. Alright, so we get to the Motor City Machine Guns and Los Lobos. Nothing really to write home about. Decent high-flying match for just under 9.5 minutes. Getting to the end, everything breaks down. The Machine Guns get the better of a slug out into Humberto Carrillo. Power bombs Chris Sabin for a near fall. Then the Gory Bomb Slingshot Flippy Dippity-Doo Gilmore Kata Bang! Combo gets a near fall. I will do it better now, but I'm retired. That gets a near fall on Alex Shelley. They go to the floor. Humberto Carrillo hits another big flippy dippity-doo, but Chris Sabin makes the blind tag, and then stereo shots in the corner, Rock Angel Gaza. Then the Motor City Machine Guns hit Skull and Bones, 1, 2, 3 to pick up the win, and like I said, just under 9.5 minutes. Match was decent. I gave it 2.5 out of 5 stars, and that's it. And then after that, Fraxium, yeah, they're still there. Fraxium, A-Kid, and Ben Frazier want to find their spot. Their spot? No. Their spot, dog spot, their spot, but my spot! They're trying to find their spot, but they're not sure how to make that happen. And then another tag team, DIY, Johnny Wrestling, and the Psycho Killer! Tommaso Ciampa and the beautiful Candice LeRae, they all come in, they laugh at them for saying nothing has changed in the last 2 months. So it looks like we're going to get a match this week with Fraxium and DIY. The Smackdown Tag Team Division is just discombobulated. And they got the Raw Tag Team Division, finally Fiend Balor and JD McNuggets faces AJ Styles and Dragon Lee tonight. Is there going to be a title change? Probably not. Not that I care. We got that. Also, Nikki Smelly Bello is going to be on the show tonight to do some stuff with La Primera, Stephanie Vercora, as she will be facing Roxy tonight with Raquel Rodriguez as well. So, God forbid we get a tag team match at Saturday Night's main event between Stephanie and Nikki taking on Roxy and Raquel. Ugh. Not that I want to see it. That's a bathroom break match for me. But we move on anyway. Alright. So I get a 2.25 out of 5 stars. Then we go to the back. We hear some commotion in the back before the main event. Drew McIntyre, who's coming out and everything, and we're waiting for Jacob to come out. We go to the back, and referees are, like, scrambling, like, what the hell? And then we see Jacob on the floor in a pool of his own blood. Teeth are out, and then, like, all this equipment is on him, and, like, the referees are trying to get the equipment off him, and then eventually get the stuff off him, and Nick Aldis is, like, looking around, like, what the hell? And then he hears Drew McIntyre's music hit, and he's, like, pissed, and he's like, I'm gonna go to the ring and fuck beat his ass. So that, basically, it wrote Jacob off because he's actually getting oral surgery, so he's gonna be out for a little bit, but he'll be back by the Survivor Series to probably get revenge on Drew, and, we get that. But anyway, so the scheduled match does not happen. Drew comes out, he starts mocking what happened to Jacob. Nick Aldis comes out and threatens, says, I know you did this, why don't you admit it? I thought he was going to fire him, like, right then and there. But McIntyre denies the whole thing. He's like, why would I do something like that? You know he's lying. And then Cody comes out and he's like, enough! Enough! And he basically tells McIntyre, I know... You know what you did, so you want a title match right now? Let's do it right now. So, Drew's he's like, alright, let's go. They start fighting on the outside before the bell. And then we got an impromptu Smackdown World Unified title match. Or the Undisputed title match between Cody and Drew. We want to get back from, I think, Clash in Paris, where Drew fucked his shin up. Oy. Match didn't last long. It lasted under 5 minutes. They were beating each other up. Cody managed to fight back, scores with a Cody cutter. A weak Gilly cutter, by the way. To send Drew to the outside. Cody has a suicide dive, but goes for it, gets cut off. And then Drew sends him into the timekeeper's area. Ow. And then Cody grabs the title belt. Boing! Hits Drew in the head, causes a disqualification, so Drew wins by DQ, but he does not win the belt. So match was under 5 minutes. And then the show ends with Cody loading up the announcer's table, about to hit the crossroads on the table. But then Drew raked the eyes, and then security came out and stopped everything. Momentarily, and then Cody goes around the ring, goes up top, and dives onto everybody. And then, after everybody got up, that ends the show. As McIntyre's like, "Come on, I want to fight him," and Drew's like, "Come on," and Cody's like, "Come on." So we'll see what happens this Friday night on Smackdown. What Nicholas Aldis has to say about this. Maybe we get a third match out of this. Maybe a Saturday's main event for the title, since there is no number one contender. So I guess Drew gets it by default. And that's pretty much it. Alright guys, I'm getting ready for Monday Night Raw. I'm going to fire up the good old Rich Man's TV with the free Netflix. You gotta love that. Just wait for it to go on. Alright. Alright. Get ready for Raw, ladies and gentlemen. Alright, let me just, Alright, got the countdown ready. We're under 7 minutes away from Raw. Should be a great show. I am loving it. I can't watch it clear as day on my Rich Man's TV. Not that I have to watch it on the ancient computer of doom with a very bad very bad stream, even with the VPN on. But now I can watch it from the comfort of my TV. And I can't wait for it. It's going to be a great show from Sacramento. I do have ads on it, though, so I have Netflix with ads, so I'm going to get the ads instead of the, what happens during, after the segment or after the match, so I won't see that. It sucks, but it's what it is. But I get it for free for 2 years, my friends. I can't wait. It's great. Comes with my package, so I'm happy. I didn't have to pay an arm and a leg for it. And we move on with that. Alright, guys, I'm going to get ready for Smackdown. Get ready for Monday Night Raw. Should be great, but for Smackdown, it was a pretty decent show, and they gave it 7 out of 10 stars. Let me know what you guys think of the show down below in the comment section. And like Trick Willie would say, let's talk about it. And that's pretty much it. Alright, guys, I'm out of here. Thanks for watching. I might be back for video number 4, actually. I might be back for one more video, or I might do the Raw review probably tomorrow afternoon, because I got some errands to run after work. So we'll do a Raw review tomorrow. Anything else coming your way tonight or tomorrow, we'll do that. But check out my rant on Mercedes Moné on my rant channel, PG Rants. Check out my video for Mo from Men on a Mission. He passed away on Sunday night, so did the proper tribute video today. That's on my Metal Guy channel. And now you got your Smackdown review, so 3 videos on your Triple Threat Monday. And we'll see how Raw goes, and then we'll take a little break. Maybe watch a little bit of Netflix before we go to bed, and then we'll chill and then go to bed. Alright, guys, I'm out of here. Thanks for watching. Until next time. Peace.